Lots of fake debunkings of voter fraud. It seems like they're just trying to lie to us and just jump the gun and quick to believe lies and refusing to believe the truth. It's crazy. And happy Veterans Day, people. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, Veterans Day. For Americans, anyways. Stay tuned for hour two. Jesse Lee Peterson will be right back. It is 6:55 a.m. here in Los Angeles. CNN reports that starting today, those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, also known as veterans, as well as Gold Star families, which is family members of those who have died, soldiers who have died, will have free access to national parks for life. The Veterans Affairs VA website posted the announcement, quoting President Trump's Department of Interior Secretary David Bernhardt, a Republican and an oil and energy lobbyist. Nice. And lots of fake debunkings of postal voter fraud. Drudge reports postal worker admits fabricating allegations of tampering, according to the Seattle Times sharing an article from the Washington Compost, which wants to kill America in darkness. But is this fake news? The far-left Twitter publisher put out another piece that they said Pennsylvania postal worker recants allegations of ballot tampering. Washington Post, Washington Examiner, and New York Times report. So they're hiding behind the fake news media. They falsely report that. TMZ was also sure to be on the case like others. They too transparently hate President Trump. By the way, this is also fake news itself, this very headline, because Washington Examiner does not report it. They only cite the Democrats' statements. And they also note that this guy disputes it, the postal worker. Twitter's headlines, very misleading. This postal worker supposedly signed an affidavit withdrawing allegations that he'd witnessed mail-in ballot tampering in Erie, Pennsylvania. Many fake news outlets are claiming. The worker's name is Richard Hopkins, who's also a veteran, I hear. Isn't he a veteran, I think? Appeared on a Project Veritas video with James O'Keefe, the great James O'Keefe, on Tuesday, denying that he had recanted. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, keyword Democrats, said the whistleblower completely recanted his allegations of a supervisor tampering with mail-in ballots after being questioned by investigators. Okay, so Democrats and mainstream media are lying, saying that he did, but he says he didn't. In the Project Veritas video released yesterday, he says that he feels he just got played and the official was completely messing with him, the federal official, talking out of both sides of his mouth, admitting to trying to scare him. The real news is on the Epoch Times. Some of you pronounce it Epoch Times. The Epoch Times says USPS, that's Postal Service, Pennsylvania whistleblower Richard Hopkins says, I did not recant. So, Twitter, pushing fake news, huh? On November 7th, Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, received this sworn affidavit signed by the mail carrier, Richard Hopkins, under penalty of perjury, alleging that a local postmaster, Rob Weisenbach, had instructed USPS workers to collect mail ballots that they received after November 3rd and hand them over to him to be backdated. Hopkins is 32. He's since been placed on non-pay status at the Erie, Pennsylvania post office. Said he's willing to testify about his claim under oath. He said he heard Weisenbach tell a supervisor that he was backdating ballots to make it appear as though the ballots had been collected on November 3rd, 2020, despite them in fact being collected on November 4th and possibly later. The House Oversight Committee on Tuesday claimed Hopkins went back on his allegations of ballot tampering, saying the investigators from the USPS Office of Inspector General had told the committee that the whistleblower had signed a sworn affidavit recanting his claims. Investigators informed the committee staff today that they interviewed Hopkins on Friday, but that Hopkins recanted his allegations yesterday and did not explain why he signed a false affidavit, they said. Washington Post put it out, but he wants Washington Post to recount theirs. It's crazy, huh? I'm James Hake, now on to Jesse, Hour 2.